I wanted to run you guys through this deal right now in particular because there's multiple aspects to it. As you guys can see right behind me, we have pretty much a single family home. So we bought it distressed. We did a typical cold call, reach out to the owner. The owner was in distress. It was in pretty rough condition. So we came in, actually bought that property at distress. But the good part about it, that vacant piece right next to it was actually part of the property. And we're in the process right now of subdividing it so we can fix up this property, converting it into an Airbnb, and then redevelop a duplex on there that we do a buy and hold. So there's multiple aspects on that deal. But first here, we obviously have the house that is now in better condition. We already painted, we already did some upgrades to it. But if you guys come inside, what the plan is based on the location, we're going to actually convert this one into a short-term rental. This is why there's currently a bunch of stuff laying around. The reason for this one is mainly because location and cash flow. If you're converting into a short-term rental, you're going to capture a different market. But even if the market would turn, you're still secured because it would still cash flow if you convert it into a long-term rental. So if you guys are looking to convert some of your rentals into short-term rentals, make sure that worst case scenario, you're still covered on a DSCR ratio, debt service coverage ratio, for those who don't know that term. But make sure that you guys are covered this way, or else if COVID happens again or any kind of restrictions or people are not traveling, you might have issues in your cash flow and you might lose money on a monthly basis. So we bought this way, so we're just building it up to the upside. But our in-house construction team has done a great job already. We put some new drywall in here, we painted it, we're doing some touch-ups. The kitchen is also brand new. As you guys can see, so we have probably spent around 30 days and it's probably already coming in every single day working on it. But it's going to be a great deal. So now how do we fund that deal, right? It's another important question for you guys to understand, that this is also why this deal is a little bit different. We actually took that deal over creative financing, and let's go outside and I'll tell you guys more about that. So with creative financing, you're pretty much able to do deals the way other people wouldn't do deals, right? Because as of right now, the interest rates are pretty high. So if we would just do a typical, well, let me phrase it back. 6-8 months ago, we would have just came in, made a cash offer on this property, took a bridge loan, fixed it up, refined out, sold it, and then would have done a construction on this one. Now with the interest rates, it was a little bit hard. But because the owner was in distress and there was an assumable mortgage on the property, we came in, we took over the existing mortgage, and then we pretty much making the payments on a mortgage. The owner only had $80,000 in equity in that deal. We negotiated it down. We gave the owner $40,000 cash. We take another $40,000 to fix up that property and going to make some monthly payments to the owner for the remaining $40,000 over the next 10 years. So now we have time, but it allows us, because the current interest rates, a majority of that property is locked at 3.25%, allows us to really cash flow this property. And even if the market turns, we can make it a long-term rental. So much about the current property, but let's talk about the land. Right, currently it's just used as a backyard. There's a bunch of stuff over there, but what we can do now is we can subdivide that property, and we're going to develop the property and put a duplex on it. Based on the zoning, we can do a duplex, meaning once we do the duplex, because this lot is pretty much for free based on it was part of the acquisition price. So once we do our cash out refinance and convert that property into an Airbnb, this lot is for free. What we're going to do now is we're taking the equity, the as-is value of that lot, and putting it down on our construction loan. So now we're qualifying for the construction loan. It's going to take us around 8 to 9 months to do that duplex development. It's going to be two bedroom, 2 bathroom stories right next to each other, in a 2-story high. But what we're going to do is we have some good relationships with some of our contractors, and we are able to really develop that at a really decent price. So based on the appraised value, and because it is a duplex, it will have double the cash flow. It should rent around $1,500 to $1,800 a month per unit. Allows us to get a higher DSCR ratio. So if you do the cash out refinance now, we should be able to get all the construction money back, because the land obviously we have for free. So meaning we pretty much have a free property, but we don't have any of our own money in there. It still cash flows. Now here we have a long-term rental. On the other side we have a short-term rental, so it's easy for us to manage. And now this is really how you structure deals, right? So you see this deal has multiple components to it. We're having fix and flip that we're converting into an Airbnb. We acquired it as a creative financing deal, so they're subject to the existing mortgage. We have a vacant land parcel that we're subdividing. redeveloping, putting in a duplex, doing the refinance. So there's so much to it. So this one project alone is going to make us a couple $100,000, and it's going to actually cash flow on a monthly basis. So we can still keep the asset. We're making money up front. We're having full control. So if you guys want to learn more on how we really structure these deals creatively, because personally, the market is changing and we all know the market is changing, but there's still massive opportunities out there, and you really need to think outside of the box. How can I structure these deals creatively, and how can I take advantage of these opportunities ahead, and how can I see opportunities like that, right? Somebody else could have come in, just fixed up that property, sold it to investor, but didn't realize, hey, the cash flow and the conversion into a short-term rental, and utilizing that vacant land as an extra piece, or even doing the creative option, understanding how we could take over the existing mortgage. Now, why did the owner doesn't take over the existing mortgage, especially while they're in distress? Well, for us, actually doing the payments on their properties, helping them qualify for a loan again, because we're stabilizing their credit. We're making consistent payments on their credit, and after 6 to 12 months, we can take that mortgage off their current ratio, debt to income ratio, and they're able to re-qualify for loans. So we're helping them the loan modification, we're helping them out. We actually help them out find a different rental that they can afford, because right now the current house they could not afford. They had some personal distress. So we are coming in, we're actually helping the owner out, we're improving the neighborhood because it was one of the ugly homes in the neighborhood, and we're redeveloping, opening up more opportunities for other people to relocate, because there's huge demand right now here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So it's a mixed strategy of multiple things, and we go one-on-one in these strategies and teach our students, but we also put a lot of free content out there. So just check out the link below if you guys are interested in understanding what our mentorship and our mastermind looks like, and how we can do those deals together. We actually joint venture with some of our students on some of the deals they bring us. We help them qualify for the loan. We even do the construction for them, or do the property management for them, or just take a look and see how we can structure the deal, think outside of the box, structure the creative financing deals, get the paperwork ready. We help the ins and outs because we want our students to be successful. But even if you're not interested in our mentorship, you should check out our free content on our social media. We have a bunch of stuff out there. We run you guys through our deals, how we structure them, creative financing deals, how we syndicate multifamilies, how we shifted our wholesale business to mainly innovation deals that allows us to wholesale these deals, retail to the end buyers. But there's so much to come. So stay tuned, follow us, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.